All right, everyone. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us for our Master Minutes. We are so excited to be able to introduce our special guest in just a moment here. I want to thank you guys for coming. Definitely plan on taking some great notes. This is Marty and Cheryl, Master Coordinators. We happen to be down here in Panama City Beach, and we're excited that Jeannie and Steve have found their way safely back to Florida as well after jet setting back to New York. We got a lot of great information to share. We're going to be doing a short interview, getting a lot of great information. So plan on learning a ton and having some fun. And so with that, Cheryl, I'm going to go ahead and let you give the official introduction.
Well, as Marty said, we're very excited to have Steve and Jeannie with us tonight. They were one of the first power couples that we met. When we came to Shackley, we were at a conference in Chicago. And they were speaking, and afterwards Marty was going out to New York to speak. He said, "Now, which one is Jeannie Toovell?" I said, "She's the smart, classy, funny one." And he knew right away who I was talking about. But Steve and Jeannie are senior masters. They've been recognized for their teaching skills and highlighted in several Shackley publications and CDs. They've mentored and trained Shackley distributors at global conference in the US, Canada, and had a great experience working with Shackley Japan and Shackley China. They both grew up in New York. They came to Shackley with teaching backgrounds. They currently divide their time between their homes in Mahopac, New York, and Estero, Florida. And as Marty said, they were in New York this week. They're in Florida right now. Jeannie was a fourth grade teacher in Yonkers Public Schools, and Steve spent 34 years teaching art to the children of White Plains, New York. They started their Shackley experience part-time in 1982. Now they've risen to the rank of Senior Master Coordinator, one of the most prestigious levels in the company, and they've held that rank the past 15 years.
Amazing. Really exciting. And what a resume.
Their true passion is helping others achieve whatever their goals in life may be. They enjoy a wonderful lifestyle, and they've earned many Shackley benefits, including numerous international trips to Europe, Hawaii, and New Zealand, nine bonus cars, six-figure income since 1996, thanks to that decision they made to build the Shackley business. And they love being able to show people that no matter what your background, you can be a very successful Shackley entrepreneur without formal marketing training.
Amazing. All right, good stuff. Well, again, thank you, Jeannie and Steve. We're so glad that you're here. One of the things that we want to do is, let me just go ahead and stop sharing here so that we can see your smiling faces up close.
There we go.
There we go. So we are thrilled and absolutely honored that you took time out of your busy schedule. I know how much you guys have been running around back and forth. So one of the things that we always like to do is kind of get to know you just a little bit and find out a little bit more about your background. And for those that don't know about their background, it is absolutely amazing. When we understood who they were, what they represented, as far as the true Shackley spirit, it was very impressive. And it really is wonderful to have a chance to be able to call you friends and get to know you some now 19 years ago when we started in Shackley. Yeah. So we heard a little bit about your teaching background. So would you mind sharing a little bit more about what you did before Shackley, if there was anything else that you were doing, and a little bit maybe more about how teaching lended itself to the success that you've had with Shackley?
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for that wonderful introduction. Very nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jeannie and I were weaned to be teachers in the New York public school systems, and our backgrounds, we really were trained to be teachers. We knew that from many years before we started teaching that the path that we were going to take would be education. And so Jeannie loved her teaching position. I had a wonderful career, and I loved teaching children art. I felt as if I wasn't working most of the time. I love the idea of being able to pull the creative spirit out of children for 34 years. So I really had a wonderful career. And Jeannie was an amazing teacher as well, an amazing teacher. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that the teaching that we did really lent itself to our business because we didn't see ourselves really as salespeople from the beginning. In fact, the whole thought of selling kind of was not only scary for me, but didn't feel right. But when someone told us, you could teach people the skills that are necessary to run a business, teach skills that help people, improve their own personal development, that really appealed to us. I mean, everybody's really a teacher, everybody's a teacher. You don't have to have a degree to be a teacher, but we just felt this was a training business. So it really gave us the confidence in a world that we didn't really know, because when you're in education, you don't understand business at all, right? We don't know what startups are. We don't know what investment is. We don't know what return on your investment is. We were really clueless to all of that. And we were pretty broke too, because the one good thing about teaching is you love it, but the real bad thing about teaching is you make no money being a teacher, right? So you're always like chasing the bills and trying to make the money. And it was very frustrating. Steve's very modest, but he almost had his doctorate. He had gone to school, he had gone for special design courses, but we always found ourselves I guess, chasing our tails. There was no money left at the end of the month. So we really didn't get into Shackley to be these superstars or master coordinators. We really just got into Shackley to pay bills, to be honest.
But what was nice is the way Shackley was portrayed to us. It wasn't the sales business. Jeannie and I, being educators, we really had absolutely no experience with marketing or sales or anything of that nature. And I think if our sponsors had told us way back then that we would have to sell things and do other kinds of things that we weren't comfortable with, we probably would have never sponsored it in the first place. But as I said, the way it was portrayed as a leadership business, as a teaching business, that was really very appealing. And I think fast forwarding the 40 years that we've been with Shackley, even though we have technology today, what it really comes down to is that it's still a leadership business. We do market products, but when it comes down to it, we need people to teach people what to do in this business, whether it's on the internet, via Zoom or a telephone call. So that's really why we made that decision to attempt to build a Shackley business so many years ago.
I love that. Who introduced you to Shackley?
It's interesting who introduced us. Everybody thinks that I was introduced to Shackley, but it was really you.
Yeah.
I was in the teacher's room.
Yeah, I had some health issues for many years, and it's a typical story in Shackley. Somebody was nice enough to introduce me to one Shackley product, which unfortunately is no longer here. One Shackley product, and I started using it. I started feeling results within a few days. And I was very curious. I had always taken a multiple vitamin and wound up belching throughout the day, and while I was teaching. So, but the teacher who introduced me to the products and her husband, who happened to be our family dentist, said that they would like to come over and tell us a little bit more about Shackley, about not only the company, but a little bit more about how the products were manufactured, a little bit more about the efficacy of the products. And of course, being friends, we had trust. We trusted them implicitly. And so they came over and started telling us the Shackley story. And I was impressed from the very first moment. Actually, we weren't looking for a business, although I was taking extra courses. Jeannie had made the decision, I should say, we made the decision that Jeannie would be a stay-at-home mom, and so she stopped teaching. And so I looked to myself to be able to generate extra income by doing some commercial artwork. And so I was taking courses and devoting a lot of time to that. But when we were shown Shackley, we both agreed that I was never going to take another extracurricular course in any art or design, and we were going to focus our attention on taking advantage of the opportunity with Shackley.
Wow.
So that's a little bit more about how we got started.
Well, I love it.
By the way, Jeannie didn't want to do this. She'll tell you the story. She was kicking me under the table.
Well, I didn't only kick him under the table, but people don't believe that because I'm such a staunch believer in the products and the business. But honestly, he would come home from work. I don't think this basic age works. I don't feel what everybody else feels. I think it's all a placebo. And, I went to our first meeting and everybody was talking about cars and trips and earning $1 million. And I don't know, for some people that turns you on, but it just turned me off. Like, oh, they're so materialistic. And I was a 60s flower child. I couldn't relate to that. So now you know how old I am. And but there was something when they came to me, I said, I just want to have extra money. I want to pay my bills when I go food shopping. I don't want any big deals about it. But it grows on you. You know, Shaklee grows on you because you put it in you and it starts to work. And then you go to meetings and you hear people like the Turners, or you hear people that are really significant in their business. And it gives you like this inspiration that maybe you could do it too. And that's what we did. We put ourselves in front of people that were successful, and we heard them, and we traveled very far. We had young children, we got babysitters, we spent a lot of money to just go and learn and hear. Right. And it inspired us. It inspired us that maybe we could do it. Wow. But I have to say, Steve was like sold on it. Like, they left the house and he was like, we're doing this, we're gonna have a future, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that. And then I knew, I said, well, who's going to do it? You, you know, that's, you know, but we really did do it as a couple. I have to give Steve a lot of credit. I mean, it's so far back, but he would teach all day, then go out and do business appointments. I would do appointments with the kids running around. So we really worked together. And that was kind of cool because we saw a lot of couples going in different directions. I mean, now we're not so great working together because we're both so smart at it, you know, but in the early years, we weren't that smart at it. So we really worked together, and it gave us a common goal that a lot of couples don't have, you know, and we supported each other. Like when I had a really lousy day and people didn't sign up or people didn't buy, he would cheer me on, and the same for him, because he had like a longer vision. Sure. He didn't think about what was going to happen at the end of the year. He was thinking about what would happen at the end of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. My vision was, this doesn't work, I'm out of here, I'm going back to teaching. That was my vision, you know? So we were good for each other, we really were, you know, and people don't realize that we were really a 50-50 couple in this, weren't we?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, and he did a lot of the recruiting too. Because he believed in the business model of network marketing. He, the leveraging.
I got excited by the opportunity. I mean, the products, I knew if I were to be consistently taking them, I would feel better. And that was Dr. Shaklee's promise. And I trusted in Dr. Shaklee, and I trusted in the products. And so we've been taking Shaklee products all these years. Our children, our sons have grown up with Shaklee products. Our grandchildren are now taking Shaklee products. So it's quite a legacy, quite a credit to the products themselves. But I definitely went out there and was excited by the opportunity. I was drooling at the opportunity of making more income, earning cars, you know, driving, going on trips. And
the royalties, you loved it, because we looked at it as teaching bonuses.
Right.
We kind of saw it like, for every person we helped and teach to do this themselves, or to use the products themselves and use them the right way, we would, you know, earn income, but not out of their pockets, but out of the company's pockets. That was seemed very, very exciting to us. And we kind of look at our recap, or what we look at our organization, you know, when people say, well, you have 100 leaders. Well, we say, yeah, but those are 100 people that we taught. And then those people taught those people, and those people taught those people. So everybody's just a really good teacher. And I know we're simplifying it, but if people just looked at it that way, they wouldn't be so scared of it, like I was in the beginning, right? And now I can say that with confidence, but trust me, we did not feel that way in the beginning, especially when your first couple of checks are lousy and you see, you know, you're not being successful. But
as you can see, Jeannie is totally transparent.
My kind of girl.
Totally transparent.
Well, here's the thing:
that's okay.
Having that absolute commitment to the long-term vision, Steve, and then Jeannie being super about helping people, peace, love, and happiness, like you said, coming up from the hippie movement. You know, the whole idea is that this is a business of people helping people. And to get that long-term success, you're going to have to be willing to get through the hard times and the lousy checks, as you were saying. I remember someone said that their first check was like $1.69 back in the day.
Hagerman? I don't know.
And so, and then you fast forward to millions of dollars in earnings over the years. Again, it takes work and you get out of it what you put into it. But I want to ask you guys a question about the concerns that you had about the wellness industry, which, the green movement, we were green before green was a color. So between the green, by the time the wellness started being talked about, and this whole idea of network marketing or home-based business, what were some of your concerns and how did you kind of overcome that? Because it sounds like Steve was sold right away. Steve, how'd you sell Jeannie on doing all that?
Well, in those days, Marty, Jeannie was a supportive wife. So she really decided that she would participate
And support you.
and support me and do certain things of the business opportunity. So that's really, I mean, that's really the and she was home with our sons, and so I think Jeannie has a strong sense of wanting to contribute, very much so, and contribute not only to our family, but she's a great one for contributing to community and helping others, and that is Jeannie to a T. And so I think that was a major driving force in terms of, for me, I looked at the money and said, this is something we really need. Quite frankly, I saw it as an opportunity. I like the products. I love the benefits, really, because as a teacher, I was getting medical benefits, but I was not getting any other kind of tangible benefits that we could, utilize and take advantage of as teachers. So I really got excited by the income, and Jeannie loves to travel. I was more excited by income and cars, to tell you the truth. And so really, that's really how we got started. We made a year commitment to do this. We would evaluate our performance, not Shackley's. See, some people say, well, we'll see if Shackley works for us. It's not Shackley, it's us. If we worked the business, if we shared the products with people, and if we were somewhere at a level where we can continue to do what we're doing and Jeannie could still be a stay-at-home mom and contribute, then we would continue to do this. So that was a big decision on our part.
Yeah.
Really
And the wellness industry, to be honest, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I was going to say the wellness industry, you had asked about the wellness industry. To be honest, not that I didn't believe in Shackley, but I am not a big one for testimonies. Living in New York, you have to be very careful what you say. I always felt like in certain parts of the country, you could say, this did this and did this, but where we lived, all right, prove me wrong. That was the attitude we had in our area. So I wasn't confident in the wellness products because I was not knowledgeable in nutrition. But what I was confident in was my story, my wellness story. And that was what I told over and over again. The network marketing piece, I was also not confident in because Amway was very big in our area in my day. I didn't even know what Amway was, but I just knew you don't let the Amway people in your house. I didn't even know what that meant. Like, what were they going to do? Like crucify us, But I just felt like I'll be embarrassed with our degrees and with our professions, even though we weren't making a lot of money, to be proud of network marketing. Like today, it's like, you're kidding. You're not doing network marketing. Like everybody's doing network marketing. Everybody's doing wellness, right? So in some way, the people who are coming in now, like all of you or the people you're bringing in, they're really in a much better place. You don't have to convince people about the power of network marketing, and you don't have to convince them after COVID about health. People know they've got to take ownership of their health. Absolutely. But in our day, it wasn't that way at all. I didn't feel it was easy to convince people to take vitamins and take care of themselves. And business, you're making money off of me. It's a pyramid. It's a this, it's a that. Today, it's what company do you want me to sign up under? I mean, that's really how it is today. It's just easy. So I wanted to give both perspectives from before and now.
And two different kinds of personalities, because I, on the other hand, did my due diligence. Okay, I just didn't jump into it. Before I do something, I guess it's my personality. I tend to research, to read, to study.
He things to death. The depth.
Well, that means I spend
I
at
feel
least
like
an
we're
hour
turning to a mirror image of
more than
ourselves.
Jeannie does. But
I'm impulsive, I have
yeah,
to admit,
so
yeah.
I was very impressed with I had to believe in the industry. I really did. I had to believe in what I was doing. Otherwise, I wouldn't do. We had reputations. I didn't want to tarnish our reputation, and I wanted to make sure that the industry was for real and that
Yeah.
Shakti was for real and the products were for real and the opportunity. So
Yeah.
I really did my due diligence. I didn't just jump into it. I mean, we started slowly. We didn't become master coordinators overnight. We didn't become directors overnight. It took us a while,
Mhm.
but we consistently spoke to people and we consistently shared the products. And I think to this very day, that's still the key to the success in this business. You need to
Absolutely.
consistently share what you are excited about,
Yeah.
regardless of what people think of you.
Yeah.
Although a lot of those preconceived notions, I think have been pretty much wiped out because of social media. I really think today people are much more open-minded. They
Yeah.
don't have the same kinds of the prejudices that we had to literally fight 40 years ago. So I think things are very different
Yeah,
nowadays.
like Jeannie said too, yeah, the climate has changed. One time somebody asked me how my pyramid deal was going and what level I was at. I said, oh, I'm a pharaoh. And so then they laughed.
You're married to the Pharaoh.
But see, Marty can't use that answer because he kind of does look like one.
It does a little,
What are your
right?
favorite products?
I'm
Both of
sorry,
What are your favorite
favorite products?
Couple, 2, 3 products.
Well, it's very easy for me to answer. Alfalfa is my favorite product because it really solved all of my allergies and my hay fever. And even now, it's a very good diuretic for me. So I love alfalfa. I think I take it every single day. I also feel it keeps my body very alkaline. So that's really important. The other product I love, truthfully, is the youth line. You know, I feel that it just makes me feel really good. It makes other people feel good. And it's also an easy line to share with other people. Like whenever I needed PV or whenever I felt down about the business, I put a bunch of women together and a bunch of men, honestly, and did a youth event. So, you know, and now Shaq is helping us with 20% off here and a free gift there. I mean,
I love it.
You cannot lose in this business now. And even when you think your month isn't going to go well, you know, you got your free shipping. So I would say alfalfa and youth are my favorite products. And I guess my last one would be Nutriferon. I just feel we are so lucky that the scientists developed this plant-based immune product that I take every single day, and I just believe in it so much.
Me
So
too. What about you, Steve?
What's that, Steve?
What about Steve?
Oh, me? Okay. Well, admittedly, I have gotten to the point in my life, I am now considered a senior citizen. You guys are far, far from being senior citizens, but I am a senior citizen. And so to me, energy is very important. Energy is very important. So for me, my favorite products are number one, the Vitalizer. I think, you know, you want to give your body all the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, whatever, you know, everything that we need to just to sustain health, number one. And I would say that the Life Shake is because literally a year ago this month, I had some very serious surgery. And I had to be I was limited to what I could eat. And I was really weaned on the Life Shake. Every day I had my Life Shake, and it really helped me recuperate and rebuild. And so I have to say the Vitalizer and the Life Shake. And now also during the middle of the day, I need an energy boost. So you'll always see me popping energy chews. I'm forever popping energy chews. And they really help me sustain the energy that I need to keep up with Jeannie.
And just a funny story about the Life Shake. When we were at a major hospital in New York, it's called Columbia Presbyterian, and the nutritionist met with us and said, your husband has to go on a protein drink when he goes home because of the kind of surgery he had. So they gave us a product, and I said, well, this is what I have. She goes, you can start yours in 3 weeks, but you have to start this. So like a good girl, I bought those 2 cases. He drank a half of one. He never drank it again. Fast forward to this year.
Just last 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Go ahead, tell them.
2 weeks ago, there was an announcement that product has been recalled. They're taking it off the market.
The
Oh,
one that they
no.
recommend.
Yeah.
And by the way, Columbia Presbyterian is the #1 hospital in New York State, in New York City. So
Wow.
here, we're knowledgeable, but
Sure.
this is amazing. So I plan on writing to them because I really gave her all the stuff, Dr. Jamie. I mean, we don't realize what that life shake is. I mean, if Steve
It's like-
lost
yeah.
one day 20 pounds
No,
from
not,
this
not one day.
in the surgery, you get
No, I didn't lose 20 pounds. I'd be dead if I lost 20 pounds.
didn't you?
No, not 20 pounds in one day, Jeannie, over a period of time. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
All right.
But it became
So-
a moment.
We're in an exciting time right now.
Absolutely.
With the industry.
Now you know why I don't talk about wellness. I always blow everything out of proportion, you see.
The whole world literally is looking for us. People really
Yes.
need what we have. They just don't understand that we have the answers.
Right.
Absolutely. So how are you and your team utilizing the new member center with all the social media assets? Is a great way to get the word out about our industry, about our company, the products, and of course, our incredible marketing and compensation plan.
Right. Well, I think I'll take that question. To be honest, we have a very mixed organization. We have people that have been with us 30, 35 years. Then we have people who have been with us 5 to 10 years. And then we have people that have just joined us. So we have such a mixture of knowledge and skill using social media, using the social assets. But I'm a big proponent that there are a few things you have to use in the member center. And the main one that I like, and I've been using it really very well, and people may disagree with me, but Shackley, the first time I saw this video, I was not impressed. It's 3 people talking about the Shackley opportunity. I think it's Haley Jensen and Raquel and Chris Bartholomew. It's 9 minutes. And the first time I saw it, I said, gosh, I don't think I'll ever show this. But that was my own, what's the word I'm looking for? My own prejudice, right? Because there should be a master or somebody saying it. But actually, it's kind of nice that it's not someone successful. It's sort of somebody neutral, And we've been showing that to people and really teaching our team where it is, how to use it, how to attach it, whether it's a text, whether it's an email, whether it's a Facebook message, and
Right.
just get it out to people. Because in 9 minutes, they really understand this very so-called complicated business. And I got to tell you, even some of our leaders that I call social media incapacitated, not because they can't do it, but because they choose not to do it. They're like, they have a love-hate relationship with it. But honestly, today, even the person who's the least talented in this wants you to text them something. They don't want to listen to a message. They don't want to listen to a video. But if you text them the link to the video, they'll watch it.
Yep.
And we have 2 new ambassadors right now, which is really incredible for us because we weren't looking for them, right? But like you said, everybody's out there either broke or unhealthy, and they start talking to you if you just listen. And Steve's a really good, he's great at asking questions. He's great. But the point that I'm making is I showed both these people this 9-minute video. And for the first time in our life, they said, I get it. Instead of like when you show it to them and they have this blank look like, what is this? How do you do it? What is Shackley? And so in 9 minutes, and Stevie saw it for the first time when I did it with his prospect, and Steve goes, that's a good video to send to people. So I gotta tell you, that is something and you just go to that tool center, you look under opportunity, you see that beautiful girl with the long blonde hair, which we don't have, and she does, and she gets on there and she does a great job.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I love. And then I feel for people who are not good at social media, you can get posts there that you can put on. But
Right.
to me, I want to bring people into Shackley. That's my goal, right? That's what our goal is. So that's the one tool, to be frank, that I'm using over and over again and teaching people. Yeah.
Yeah, we want.
You don't need many tools. You really just need 1 or 2 simple tools and
Keep it-
just get them out there. That's what we emphasize quite a bit.
Yeah.
We want everyone to fall in love with the products. We want someone to then be an ambassador of the products. And then from there become a leader of a team that they can then create even bigger things as far as they rise to the ranks. So where do you see yourself and Shackley in the next 3 to 3.5 years, which by the way, will be coming up on our 70-year anniversary.
There we go.
Very few companies make it this far, but we are continuing to build stronger and better with the technology, the science. So where do you see yourself, your team, and Shackley over the next 3 to 3.5 years?
Well, I really appreciate that goal, and I wonder what everybody else thinks that's listening tonight. But I really thought about it, and really the answer came to me today because we had traveled back and forth to New York, so we didn't listen to the master's call like we should have. So today I said, I got to listen to this, because you miss one call in Shackley, you're behind for 5 years, right? So I listened to it. And it was amazing that the masters got together, and I have to really admire and acknowledge your upline in Cheryl and Marty. They've been very instrumental in almost creating a goal for the field. And I hope you get behind it and you embrace it. And it's 70 masters for our 70th anniversary, which is 2026, which is really only 3-4 years away, right? Is it 2026? Yep. So when I heard that, when I first heard it, because I was not in Nashville, I said, okay, I've heard this before. But then I thought about it and I said, that's a kind of goal that gets people excited because it really embraces a lot of people, including all of you. And so we were asked as masters to choose 3 people or identify 3 people that we feel would want to be part of this program. And I'm going to use the words that Roger used in the video today. He said, I want to embrace this initiative. He didn't call it a program. He didn't call it all these other crazy things we hear all the time. But he said, I want to embrace this initiative. I want to do whatever I can do and the company can do to support the 3 people that step forward on your teams that want to be masters. And Steve and I really thought about those 3 people. And I'll tell you, to call them up and to tell them that we've selected them was an honor for them. Sure. So honestly, our goal, I would say, in the next 3 years is not to reach rank for us. Right. I just feel like we reached our goal. We got a puppy after 30 years. For us today, that was a big goal. And she's delicious. I would bring her here if you want. And, she's just very important to us. But what's important to us is to see 3 of our team members become masters. And I think for Cheryl and Marty, they would love for some of you to step forward and say, you know what, I'd like you to ask me because I'm willing to do it. Yep. And I think if all of us have those 3, and even if one of them become a master, this company will be what it's supposed to be. So I think that's our goal, to get behind this 70 masters by our 70th anniversary. Yep. Embrace the initiative like Roger's asking us to. And I'm a team player. Steve's a team player. We always have been. And if this is what the company wants, that's what we're going to do. And not that we're not going to support our team any differently. Right. But I think we need to find those brave people, Olivia, who will say, I want to be, and I remember seeing you in that, where were we, in Canada when we saw you in Canada. Oh, yeah. So it could be anybody, but I guess that's our goal.
Yeah, I just think that for me, the way I look at things, I really believe that most of us never really reach the true potential that we have inside of us. And so for me, my goal is to help bring that potential out in as many people as we possibly can, whether it's people on our own team or people that we speak to via Zoom or what. We feel it's so important to continuously encourage people, right, and teach them and help them develop their skills, but to make them believe in themselves more than anything else, that they can do this, no matter how young or how old they may be. There's no age limit. There's no stopping people because of certain, how old we are. So I think for me, the goal is to continuously work with people and help them reach their full potential. That's it.
I
Look at
love
everything
that.
they need.
I love that. Thank you guys so
Well,
much.
we talked about the idea that, you're not just masters, you're senior masters because you've helped other people become masters. And on your way to presidential master, by accomplishing and working towards helping others to accomplish their goals, yours becomes a byproduct of it,
That's
which
right.
is really exciting to see.
That's right.
And we can't wait to be able to celebrate everyone's success, whether it be in Anaheim and in the months and years ahead with some of the other trips. It's always great to see those people that are starting to earn some of those trips, the car allowance. Those are the kind of the milestones
Yep.
that people are enjoying. So we want to thank you guys so much for your story, being so transparent. I love how you guys work together as a team, bringing different strengths and different personality to the business.
Yep.
And that's what's so neat about it. You can be yourself and still have that ability to have success over time. It's not an overnight thing, but if you stick around long enough and you help enough people and you focus on what's really important, which is a people helping people business, your success will be a byproduct.
That's right.
Cheryl, any other questions you want to share? Any other things?
No, we're just honored. Thank you again so much for joining
You're
us.
very welcome. I just have one question. I have to ask Terry Grote. Terry?
Oh, Terry, unmute.
Okay, Terry, when I was a kid growing up, there was a ball player by the name of Dick Grote. Are you related to him by any chance somewhere down the line?
Somehow or another we are. I have to check it. I think we are related to him.
That's cool.
Good. Well, it's nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Nice to
Thank you
meet
for
you.
having us.
Thank you very much. And Cheryl, really thank you. I know you and Marty have really modeled loyalty. It was the first time our company really absorbed another company. And we were, when people look at it and say, well, what is this all about? You end up with really precious gifts like Cheryl and Marty, don't
Thank
we?
you.
Yep.
Well, for
And
us,
that's kind of how you have to look at these things, really. It's
You guys are great.
you really are.
You
You're
guys are
very
great.
fortunate
Thank you.
to be under them. You
Yeah.
really are. And I hope you understand how, fortunate you are. So
Well,
good night,
Take
everybody.
care. Thanks for
We
inviting
feel
us.
so blessed.
Yeah.
And Jeannie,
Thank
first time I
Bye,
saw you on
bye,
stage, I thought,
Bye-bye.
that's my kind of girl. We're gonna do one more
Well,
slide.
enjoy your Florida, okay?
We've got a picture here that I took out the window last night. And so that's how we're gonna wrap it up with the last slide and a little quote from Dr. Shackley, and is it Ray Kroc too, I think?
Let's go ahead and do that.
See if we can do it. There, you got it right there.
All
Boom.
right. There we go.
All right.
Could I just say something?
Yes, Olivia, let's finish the recording and then.
Well, just wanted to, I was laughing when you mentioned my name because I was laughing when Steve said he's 65. Well, try being 85, 20 years from now, and then saying that I should be trying for master coordinator. That really, really made me laugh. But
You can do it, Olivia.
I was only going
Oh, you
to
froze up.
stay on a few minutes because my Oilers are playing right now, and I'm watching them as I'm watching this. And my husband's been calling me.
She always has to go catch a game right after our team call.
Oh, sorry, Olivia. Hold on. You must have got.
All right, guys, take care.
Good night.
Okay,
Bye,
we'll
guys.
see you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking us.
Just go to leave.
Oh, right.